this lesson, we're going to talk about templates, creating slides, and opening and saving PowerPoint presentations. We have a blank presentation, a welcome to PowerPoint video, and then quite a few templates. We can search for more templates up here. For example, if I say photo album, you see I get lots of categories for photo album. On the right hand side, I get all kinds of categories that match my keyword search, that broaden it out. Either just take picture, personal, media, or somehow relate to photo album. If I want to search something else, I simply type in a new search. If I want to go back to where I started, I click the home button, which returns me back to the main screen. To use a template, simply click on it. So let's go and use this one. Now we're given options. Most of the templates in PowerPoint 2013 have multiple color layouts. This is a new feature of 2013 where most of the templates are at least 3, sometimes 4 layouts. So for this one, let's pick this layout and then click Create. With any template, we simply get a title slide created in our presentation. We'll learn about layouts and the different types of layouts in a later lesson. Now, to add a slide to our presentation, there are several ways to do it. The easiest way is to simply come over here, right-click, and go to New Slide. By default, each additional slide will be in a different layout than the title slide. This is called Title with Content. Again, we will cover layouts in detail later in the course. I can also add a new slide by coming up to the Slides group on the Home tab and simply clicking New Slide. Each slide I create will have the same layout as the previous slide that I've created. So if I change the layout of a slide and then create a new slide, that new slide will share the layout of the slide before it. If I want to move slides around, I simply click and drag the slide to where I want it. Alright, so here is a title. On this slide we'll say Slide Title 1. And here we will say Slide Title 2. So I'm now in the wrong order. So I'm going to move 3 up to 2 to create the right order, just numbering them. So that gives you an idea how to move slides around. If I want to duplicate a slide, we can right-click, duplicate, or come up here to New Slide and pick Duplicate Selected Slides. This will allow us to duplicate more than one slide at once. Notice when we right-click New Slide, we automatically get the same layout. When we use the ribbon, we can select the layout for our new slide. As you see, this template has 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 different layouts. The number of layouts will depend on the template you choose. Some have more than others. So we've created a presentation. We've added some slides to it. Now it's time to save it. We've seen Backstage View a little bit in our previous lesson, but let's take a look at it again. So to get to Backstage View, I click the File menu. I can also click the disk icon on the Quick Access toolbar. Since this presentation has not been saved, clicking the Save icon will actually invoke the Save As feature. Save and Save As are slightly different. The first time I create a presentation, whether I use Save or Save As, the first time I've saved a presentation, whether I click Save or Save As, I actually get the Save As functionality, which allows me to give the presentation a name and a location on my hard drive, flash drive, or cloud storage where that presentation will be located. after that initial save as, the save button will save changes to the same file name in the same location. If I want to change the location, I'd use save as again. When I use save as a second time, the original presentation is closed and not saved, and the presentation now moves to its new location. The original presentation I opened and choose save as is not deleted. It is simply closed, and no changes that I made between opening it and using the save as option are saved. After this save as, if I click save, it saves in the new location. The original file is, we'll say, orphaned. It is no longer part of the file. All right, so let's visit save as here. Now in 2013, as I alluded to in lesson 1, we have new options. I have 4 different options here. I have a SharePoint for an employer. I have my personal OneDrive. OneDrive is the new name for SkyDrive. Microsoft changed the name from SkyDrive to OneDrive to satisfy court order. Other web locations, computer, and then I can add a new place. So let's go to computer, and we will see the last 6 folders that I have visited, or I can click Browse to go anywhere I want. Now, Browse will typically open the location that the file is currently in, if there is. If not, it will default to the Documents folder, which you see here. If I want to go to any of these folders here, I simply click on them, and it'll jump right to that folder. You also see a little pin out here. I can click on that, which ensures that this folder will always appear on the list, even if I haven't used it in a while. This list refreshes, and as I said, shows the last 6 folders. But if I pin a folder to the list, it'll always show up, even if I haven't used it in a really long time. So I'm going to save this presentation in this folder, and we're just going to call it Lesson 2. So my presentation is now saved. So if I add a slide here, slide title 3, some text, blah, blah, blah. Now, I've made a change to my presentation. If I click here, I will save it in the same location, the UC folder, in my Documents folder as it currently is. If I want to move it, I return to Backstage View and choose the Save As option. The Save option here is identical to clicking the disk icon on the Quick Access toolbar or using the keyboard shortcut Control-S. In this lesson, we learned about creating a new presentation with a template, creating slides, new slides, duplicating slides, and learned about how to save presentations using Save and Save As.